Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons. We're going to talk about the brand new 2025 Dungeons & Dragons adventure book, Dragon Delves, and we're specifically going to talk about the Forbidden Vale, which is a adventure for 9th level characters, and it features a young red dragon. Red is a chromatic dragon, and these are historically evil, right? So this adventure is very straightforward compared to what we've seen previously in Dragon Delves. By the way, spoilers for Forbidden Vale here. We're going to look at what it is, and then we're going to talk about my take on what exactly they wrote in it, what the D&D designers wrote in this. So the Forbidden Vale is very straightforward. So basically, there was an area and there was an ancient red dragon, and that ancient dragon had a veil where it forbid anyone to go, and it would burn and scorch, and it would protect this area, right? And it was there for centuries, and 200 years ago, it was kind of at its height, but now it's gone, and it's been destroyed, and from its ashes, from the ashes of an ancient red dragon, this young red dragon is born. And we now young dragons are ancient dragons are 800 start at 800 years old, and young dragons start at 50 years old, right? So this is a young red dragon, and it is doing exactly the same thing. It is burning areas in order to say, this is my territory, almost the way a dog would mark territory by going out and urinating on something. It's pretty much exactly the same, right? So this young red dragon comes along and just like starts burning this area, and that's it. That's literally the whole of it. Like, this dragon is burning the area, marking its territory, and it will destroy and kill anything within this space. And at this point, you're like, wait, that's literally it? It's marking its territory, it's being evil, and it's saying all of this is mine, and we need to kill it for that reason. And you're like, yeah. And then you realize, okay, that's why they were bending over backwards to do all these, it's a misunderstanding. Because the story of this is so basic and so straightforward. Now, I think that's totally okay. Red dragons are extremely basic and straightforward. They are straight up evil. They are horrible. And this is, hey, here's this evil dragon. You go sword and board and kill it, and then you can get its treasure, right? Its lair, its hoard. Its hoard, right? And it's very straightforward, very basic. And I think in a collection of dragon adventures, you need to have this. So I think it's needed. It's completely fine. I don't think there was anything exceptional about it. And again, I'm not a biggest fan of the individual executions of these adventures as I am the idea that I think it was a very good idea to do one adventure for each chromatic dragon, one adventure for each metallic dragon, and to make those adventures ranged across different player character levels. I think that's a very good structure for a game. The other thing I think is interesting is just what Dungeons & Dragons has to do, right? I think a lot of other OSR and indie games, they just have the freedom to go out and do other things. They don't need to cover they don't need to cover all the bases. They don't need to hit like all these historic points, because they don't have historic points, right? Like, nobody cares. Whereas on Dungeons & Dragons, everybody cares about every single detail, right? It was, and there will be pushback on almost any choice you make. So I thought this was a good adventure. I liked it. It was fairly basic. And this is the answer of why all those other, adventures were like, oh, it's a misunderstanding. Like, you have to solve the mystery before you do anything, and let's get information and blah, 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 So it's difficult to write engaging, compelling adventures. And I think they're doing the best they can. I was a fan of this, I think, and overall, I'm very much a fan of Dragon Delves overall. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important thing is when I get to hear your, nothing more, nothing less. The important thing is when I hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like subscribing and have a fetch millennium.